how the heck does this guy make 20K a month online? How did you make the full-time pivot to online? We were like shooting, 4 times a week. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. And we knew that it wasn't for us, right? Like if you're serious about this and actually want to build a business that's sustainable, you're going to have to build out your personal brand eventually. So might as well just start off. I think you should fully focus on one platform, and that platform is going to be Instagram. I only spent 1K in ads and I collected 7. Yo, if you are an agency owner, coach, consultant, and you're wanting to scale from 0 or wherever you're at all the way up to $30,000 a month, this interview is going to be killer for you to watch. It's with my client, Julian, who has absolutely crushed it. He was doing, 10 to 15K as a videographer before. Then he scaled up to around 20, 25K a month with his agency. And he recently just added 7K a month to his offer using the social funnel, paid ads, and converting people on Instagram using the DMs. So the social funnel is what I teach in my coaching program. And he's a killer client. He's now pivoting to a consulting offer, working with real estate investors. So super interesting to hear how we went from nothing to over $20,000 a month. If you guys want to follow him, his stuff will be down below, his Instagram, his YouTube. He has awesome stuff too, so go check it out. And if you guys want to work with me, just like Julian does as one of my clients, I'm launching what I call the community on August 1st. It is a one-on-one onboarding call with me. You get all the course content I've ever made at graceandlupus.com, which is our business name. You get a weekly group coaching call with me personally hosting it. And then you get 3 collectives, which are in-person meetups every year at dope places like Bali, Greece, all that stuff. So if you're interested in getting in before the launch, just go ahead and shoot me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram is down below and we'll get right into the interview. Yo, I am here with my guy, Julian. Julian and I have been working together for maybe 2 months-ish, month and a half,
Almost.
2 months.
Maybe a little less, yeah.
Yeah, maybe a month and a half. I think we hopped on a sales call a long time ago, and I was like, and I think it took like 5 minutes to like, all right, yep, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
And I was like, all right, let's roll, bro.
Yeah,
I'm down. So ever since then, we started working together. He was running a done for you agency. We'll talk about that. Kind of is pivoting a little bit now, so we'll talk about that too. But dude, why don't you give a little intro? Like, how did you get into business? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people wondering, like, how the heck does this guy make 20K a month online at a young age? But give me a rundown of Julian's little life story. Yeah.
So what it is, I have a partner, so it's Corey and I, but we've been running Just Create Studio, which is the agency, for like over a year now. We started off in the whole like wedding real estate game for like videography and stuff. So like your generic videographer stuff. And then all of a sudden someone asked us to kind of shoot short form content for him. And we're like, this is when like Reels and TikTok was just blown up. And we were like, all right, might as well. Let's try it out. And then pretty much short story, we kind of just transitioned from
and how much
just
do you
took
think,
it from there.
How much do you think you were making doing the in-person videography stuff? And then how did you make the full-time pivot to online?
Yeah. So we were actually making, I think, around like I would say like 12 to 15K a month, right? We had 3 clients that were paying us a pretty good amount, but we were like shooting, 4 times a week, right? Like we were just always outside, always shooting content and stuff. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. And we knew that it wasn't for us. So we were like, okay, well, let's try to transition this and try to do it for people around the nation, right? Just figure out how we can be all online. So, and then that's how we made that transition. And then from there on, we've kind of just, grew the agency.
Sweet, dude. So you decided to go all online. And I think most people, when they think like, all right, online business, most people's big question is like, dude, how do you start? How do you get the first client? How do you get this thing off the ground? Obviously right now, I think you guys are doing around 20K a month, right? Somewhere around there.
Yep.
So that's awesome. But like most people are like, dude, how do I even just get this off the ground to like 10K a month? Like what would be your advice to somebody who's like 0 to 10K, just trying to get their offer off the ground? Maybe it's done for your agency, maybe it's a coaching program, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Kind of just like client acquisition. What does that look like for you?
That's a great question. So, I mean, the first thing I would do is really figure out niche down and really figure out who you are going to help. Is it going to be relationship coaches? Is it going to be like restaurants? Whatever your niche is, figure it out. Figure out how you can help solve a problem for them. So whether it's build a personal brand, whether it's get more clients, figure that out. And then once you have that somewhat set in stone, right? Like you're not going to have it figured out when you're just starting out, but you have like a good idea. And then you just start. Personally, I would start building out my personal brand, because I think that's when this agency really started going for me. It was the personal brand.
Yep.
Right. Because I mean, let's be real. Nowadays, it's like anyone can send out outbound messages and stuff. And like, it's just, for me personally, outbound might work for some people, but it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, the thing for outbound, what I tell people is like, all right, let's say that you build your entire agency, your entire business off outbound. All right, you built it off LinkedIn outreach, and it's awesome. You built it up to 100K a month, even, right?
Yeah.
Now you want to pivot to taking equity in companies. You want to pivot to coaching. You want to pivot to consulting. You want to pivot your offer to something more scalable with more leverage, and you have to start from ground zero again, right? But if you have a personal brand, you can make the pivot from like agency, which 100%. I did, to coaching in 3 months. You know, like it's a very quick pivot. So great point there, building out your personal brand while you're still building that kind of first starter business.
Exactly. And I mean, with everything, you should be thinking long-term, right? So the personal brand is only going to help you out long-term, right? Like if you're serious about this and actually want to build a business that's sustainable, you know, you're going to have to build out your personal brand eventually. So might as well just start off, right? Okay.
So someone comes to you, Julian, they say, all right, Julian, I'm committed to this long-term. I'm going to build a personal brand. I'm going to start, you know, whether it's some sort of online service-based business, coaching, consulting agency. I'm going to start one of those. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to build out my personal brand. I'm committed to that long-term. What is the best way for me to go about doing that for myself? Like there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's LinkedIn, there's YouTube, there's Threads now, Twitter. Like, what do I do? Like what would be your?
I'm going to talk from personal experience, and I think you should fully focus on one platform, and that platform is going to be Instagram. And there's only reason for that. It's because of the DMs. You know, Twitter might have DMs, but again, I'm talking from personal experience. I think the easiest way to get reach and be able to reach out your ideal clients is through Instagram. And to be able to actually convert those people is Instagram, because you have the DMs. You can just directly reach out to them. And let's be honest, whenever you're at a bar, you're ever at a restaurant, you're ever at a networking event, and they're going to ask for your Instagram, either your number or your Instagram. They ain't asking you for your Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. They're asking for your Instagram.
That's so
you know
true.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, build that out, you know?
Yeah. And the thing is, like, most people think of a lead as like, okay, I need to build an audience, and then I need to like collect their name, their phone number, and their email. And then I can kind of like, you know, sell them because I have their information. Whereas on Instagram, you don't need any of that. All a lead is someone that you have direct contact with that you can message. And Instagram, you can call, you can message, you can FaceTime, you can send videos, you can do pictures, you can send links, right? Yeah. That's why Instagram, in my opinion, is the best platform. Okay, so now, Julian, I'm coming to you as an agency owner. I have sort of like everything, I have an idea of what I want to do.
Yeah.
I know I'm committed to building my personal brand on Instagram. What's next? How do I actually do that? What's your advice in terms of like building the personal brand? Would you go kind of like the system that I built out, which is like the social funnel?
Yeah.
Would you go with just organic content? What would you do?
So this is a great question, because I was originally an organic guy. I'm like fully organic, like no ads. You need to build it organic.
Yeah. And if you guys want to look at his Instagram, check out down below. His Instagram's gonna be linked down below. He has 30,000 followers. So he's been on that organic grind.
42.
42. Damn. Okay. So you've grown a lot since last time we talked. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I've been in the organic game. I started my account in December of 2022. I grew it up to like, I don't even know how much until I started running ads. But to get to your question, I would focus on building organic until you've kind of figured out your voice and your messaging, and then switch over to the social funnel and start running paid, right? Because if you're just starting out, most of the time, 99% of the time, you're really not going to find your voice. You aren't going to be you're not going to be too comfortable on the camera. So like there's really no point of spending money, because that money will probably not be used the best. And if you're just starting, you're probably on a budget. So I'd focus on organic. And when I'm talking about messaging, what messaging means is just like you want to be talking in your ideal client's like language, right? You want to be talking about their pain points, their ideal outcomes, and just kind of figuring that out, figuring out your voice, what your personal beliefs are, what your passions are. And then start running the social funnel.
And what you're talking about is very, very underrated. I think most people focus on like the offer. How can I have the best offer, right? They've read $100 million offers by Alex Hormozi, and now they're like, all right, what guarantees can I put in place? What's the offer going to look like? The I help statement, right? Most people focus on that when they're starting out. And in reality, that's not what's important. What's important is messaging, is being
Yep.
able to speak, like you said, your client's language, your ideal prospect's language, because when they
Yep.
hear your content, when they hear the messages you send to them on Instagram, they should be able to feel like, holy crap, this guy knows my problems
Yep.
at the back of his hand. Let
Yep.
me book a call and just see if he has
Exactly.
something, if he can help me, because it sounds like
Exactly.
he knows exactly what my problem is. So
Yeah.
that's key, is messaging. Okay, now I've built out everything. I have my messaging. What's next?
You have your messaging, then you just start implementing the social funnel, which is pretty much what Grayson teaches. It's just
And would you, by the way, before you implement like paid ad social funnel, would you kind of like try and acquire clients organically?
Oh yeah. I would, of course. I would try to acquire clients organically. You're probably not going to get your ideal clients following you organically, because that's just how the algorithm works. But try messaging people who follow you. See if they're somewhat qualified, and just start a conversation with them, and then try to get them on a call. And also, you can, if you're just starting out and you have somewhat of a personal brand, you can try some outbound as well. But that would be kind of the next thing. I figure out my messaging. Try to get some clients organically, just straight from your following, whoever engages with you, and then and just slowly get into that social funnel.
Okay, so for someone looking for like, Julian, I know this is great advice, but like I need numbers. I need like how much revenue should I be doing before I start implementing the whole social funnel? Like, should I get to 10K? Should I get to 5? How long do I do this organic grind for?
Yeah, I would say if you're making 5K a month, I think you can start implementing the social funnel. You don't have to be spending crazy amount of money on your ads. But I would say 5K a month, right? Because it's, for me personally, I like taking more risk. I like just getting out there and just figuring it out. So if you're someone who can tolerate that risk and are okay with not having too much money in the bank, which, I mean, with all the money you should be getting, you should be reinvesting back, right? But I would say 5K a month.
Perfect. Okay. So I've got the agency. We're doing 5K a month now.
Yeah.
And I've got an offer. Let's say I'm helping med spa owners scale to 30K a month, right?
Okay.
So I'm building up my personal brand of a bunch of med spa owners, and I have 2 clients. They're each paying me $2,500 a month. I've got my rent's $1,000. I got food for $1,000. I got 2 to 3K to spend on ads. What's the game plan now? The social funnel.
Damn, I'm throwing some numbers out there. Okay. Wait, so repeat that. You have 1K in rent.
So I got like maybe 1 to 2K to spend on ads a month, right?
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Is it, can I make something work with that? Or?
Yeah. I mean, just to give you some bit of context, I only spent 1K in ads and I collected 7. So, I think if you have your messaging down and stuff, you can spend a K. Spend a K in ads in the first month, and make sure your ad is really well optimized, right? And
I think most people, when they think of like ads, they think like, all right, what's my ROAS, right? Like what's the ROAS? And that's a great number to look at. Is like, what's my return on ad spend? If I spend 1,000, how much do I get? 10,000 back? Do I get 5,000 back? And most people, they hear like these crazy ROASs of like, I think my ROAS is like 22 right now, which like, I don't even know if I should like, should I promote that? Cause it sounds fake, but like most people think ROAS, and with a direct response funnel, like, think ROAS, think what's my exact direct return on my ad spend.
Yeah.
With the social funnel, where you're basically paying Instagram to build your audience for you, ROAS is a good number to look at. But honestly, the more important thing is, am I building an audience of people that are potential, prospects? So
that's 100%. That's 100% true. That's a great point.
So what did that journey look like for you then? You got, you were on the organic grind for a long time. You got to maybe like 10, 15 organically?
Yeah, it was like 15. Yeah.
Okay. So you got to 15 organically with the agency. And we'll talk about what you're doing now in a second, but you got 15 in the agency. You started running some paid ads. I think you added like 5,800 in monthly recurring revenue with like the paid ad side, right? Or
yeah.
Like
well, that was just in 1 week, and I think in total it was 7.
Boom, killer.
Yeah.
So 5,800 in 1 week added, but 7K total. So now you just crossed 20K a month, and right now you're looking at the future. And what is it that you're building now, moving forward? I know we had talked about it this morning.
Yeah. So, should I give a bit of context, or should I just?
Yeah.
pretty much talk about the future.
Yeah. Give some context. Yeah.
Yeah. So, with the whole problem with the organic game, right? If you're trying to chase views and stuff, which was what I was doing, I was just trying to chase views. I was making videos on AI, all this bullshit. And you're going to attract the wrong people. You're going to have a following, but you're going to attract the wrong people, right? So that kind of messed me up because when I started running paid, I was attracting the wrong people, right? I was attracting, I don't want to say brokies, but I just wasn't attracting the people who are going to pay me and build my business. So what I'm doing forward is I'm niching down hard, and I'm really going to try to solve a specific problem for a specific group of people, right? Now, what that's going to do is, my views might drop a little bit, right? I might not be getting as many followers, but my content is going to convert a lot more moving forward. Well, at least I hope so, but I know so.
Yeah,
so,
and you almost got to think about like what you really want. Like, do you want profit or do you want
100%.
status? Like, do you want to make actual money every single month, or do you want to be known for
100%
making like whatever it is?
Yeah.
And like when you're a kid, you don't dream about running a consulting program for dentists, right? Like, like as kids, we don't dream about like, I'm going to have a consulting business for a dentist one day. Or I'm going to have a coaching program for real estate investors like you're launching here. You don't think that as a kid, but now you're thinking like, okay, the best way to actually make profit every single month, 20, 30, 40K in profit a month, niche down. Don't worry about how many followers do I have. Think of them as leads. How many leads do I have? And a lead is somebody actually ready to buy. So you might have 30,000 followers, but how many leads do you got?
Exactly.
So talk about what you're doing now moving forward.
Yeah. So right now I'm just going to be focusing fully on real estate investors. I mean, for my agency, I would say like 80% of my clients are real estate investors. And I always see a common problem they're having. It's being able to stay profitable with ads to help scale their coaching program. Or it's just super expensive to get people into the program because they're running their traditional way, webinars, to the VSLs, to the funnels. So what I'm going to be doing is, I see it as an opportunity. So I'm going to really niche down on them. I'm going to try to talk in their language, right? And I'm just going to, with my ads specifically target them, but with my content, I mean, it's still going to be somewhat broad, but it's going to be trying to kind of pre-sell all of the stuff so I can get them into the program.
Yep. Cool. Okay, sweet. So what's now the vision with this? I don't know if you call it consulting, coaching. Yeah.
Consulting, I would say. Consulting.
Yeah, cool. What's the vision with this, new consulting offer? Like moving forward for you, to some people watching scaling this thing at 20, 30K a month in the next 3 months might sound crazy. Yeah. Some people watching it might be like, oh, that's pretty doable, but everyone's in a different spot with their, kind of beliefs.
Yeah.
But what's like the next 3 to 6 months for you? What does this look like in terms of like revenue, profit? What does,
Yeah. So what I want to add in the next 6 months, by the end of the year, I would like to be around 20K a month just from new people, right? Just from new people. So we're still going to be keeping all of our current clients on the agency side, but from brand new people, I would like to be at 20K monthly recurring revenue. Now, I mean, with the profit margins, right? For any consultant kind of coach, they're somewhere around 80%, 70 to 80%, right? I don't know what yours are, Grayson. 85, yeah. So, that's going to be the goal for the end of the month, or not the end of the month, the end of the year.
Yeah, killer, dude. That's awesome. All right, well, we're finishing up here. What is sort of like the number one thing you'd leave with anybody, whether they're trying to go from 0 to 10K a month or whether they're trying to go from 10 to 100?
Yeah.
What's Julian's biggest sort of like mind blowing over the last year?
Don't just try to think long term, right? Think 100%. Expand your view, right? If you're really serious about building a business, expand your view and really figure out, niche down. I think that's it. And the second thing is, don't just copy everyone. I think we all suffer from that, right? I know I did, just copying people's ads, copying their thing, but it's like, you're going to be in competition with these other guys. And if you're thinking long-term, you can't do the exact same thing and compete with everyone else. You have to make your own sort of blue ocean. You kind of have to separate yourself. And part of that is niching down. And I would say those two things.
That's awesome. I think the long-term thinking is one thing that beginners and even people like you and me who have been running an online business for a while, we suffer like crazy from like all of the pressure and anxiety you put on yourself, because hey, you might have this goal of $1 million a month one day, which is a great goal to have. The reason that you get upset and the reason that you have anxiety or stress about your goals, reaching them, is not because of the goal itself. It's because of the time horizon in which you're trying to accomplish the goal.
100%.
You know, if you say, I want to make 10K a month by the end of my life, it's a pretty unstressful goal. Like, you know, you have a lot of time 100%. To get there. Yeah. But if you say, I need to get there in the next 30 days, that's where things, you're like, holy crap, I need to sign in 5 clients now, which, you know, it can be good when you're broke. Like, hey, maybe you do need some money. But you know, after you've kind of pulled yourself out of the weeds, you're making at least enough to put food on the table and pay rent. Like, now it becomes a long-term game. So
100%. And it's like Hormozy said, it's like, you know, you can, if you're starting in your 20s, you can 100% be a millionaire by 30. But it's like people, I forgot what he said, my bad. But pretty much he was just saying people just want to become a millionaire in the next 6 months instead of thinking long-term and not putting all that pressure on yourself. Right.
Yeah. And I think what he said was something like, you know, would you rather sort of like take your chance or be guaranteed to be a millionaire by 30?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you could take the chance, build this huge software company and have it fail potentially, or build this huge, you know, tech company and think big, or you could kind of build a business that like it's known to work. And, you know, so online service-based business that's proven to work. There's not really a huge risk to it, and it's a huge cash flow machine. And, you know, you're almost guaranteed, you know, if you do that consistently, it's pretty guaranteed that you will be a millionaire by 30, if not a lot sooner than that. So
100%.
Anyways, dude, thanks for hopping on.
Yeah.
If you're a real estate investor and you watch this video, 100% Julian's your guy. Don't know if a lot of real estate guys watch this or not, but if not, he also posts a bunch of other helpful content. So follow him on YouTube, follow him on Instagram. Those links will be down below. But dude, thanks for hopping on. Any last regards you leave anybody with?
Yeah. Oh, just a quick thing. The only reason I joined Grayson's program instead of everyone else is because he niched down with his ads and he called out his ideal clients. If you're a short form agency, blah, 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 right? He called me out. So that's why I joined it, right? That's a perfect example of niching down and figuring out who your ideal client is and talking in their language. He talked in my language. I related to him, and that's why I joined it. So that's a perfect example.
Boom, killer, yeah. And even though people watching, I don't work with short form agencies anymore, so I'm working with coaches.
2 months ago.
But yes, that is a great point though. Like the more you niche down, like dude, that's a freaking niche and a half. You know, working with only short form agencies, or like you working with real estate investors. Some people might hear that and be like, dude, but what about all the other businesses I can help? It's like, dude, you got, you know, all you need is 10 to 20 solid clients to. Dude,
there's tons. There's an abundant amount of people to help. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Sweet, dude. Well, thanks for hopping on, Jill. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
All right. Peace.